National Society, Sons of the American Revolution, David Van Hoof. Hi, David.
How you doing, Bart? Thanks
good.
for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show. So you're a son of the American Revolution?
Yes, sir. We are a patriotic genealogical society where we've proven, our descent from an American patriot. And I'm sure someone with a name like Hawley, I'm sure that there's a patriot out there that you've descended from. And we're dedicated to keeping alive the principles on which our country was founded, as well as honoring those patriots and making sure that they're not forgotten.
And by patriots, we're talking about the men, and was it women too, or?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
We define patriot as any individual that had provided support of the Continental Congress, Continental Forces during that period. And so you have a lot of the Quakers who couldn't fight, but they provided wagon support to General Washington when he was in Pennsylvania. There's also a patriot, her name's Loretta Osborne, buried out in Cement City. And we consider her a patriot because of the massacre in Wyoming, Pennsylvania. She saved her brother from the massacre and was able to escape. And eventually she survived captivity and then made her way back to her family.
Well, when we talked the other day, you told me you were a big genealogy fan, so I'm guessing you've traced your lineage back to someone in the...
Yes, when you finally find somebody, it blossoms from there. And probably much like you, I grew up and my dad just told me, you're a European mutt and you don't have anything. Well, sure enough, I realized I had my grandma's grandfather in the Civil War, and if you got a Civil War ancestor, more than likely his grandfather served in the American Revolution, and
wow.
So it just snowballs.
So we've got this being Veterans Week. You have made some plans. David, by the way, is Vice President General of the Great Lakes District of the National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution.
Yes. What we've been doing, and this is with our sibling organization, the Daughters of the American Revolution, is not only originally we would go around and we'd mark patriot graves. Here's a patriot. But then people visiting would walk away wondering, well, what did they do? Mm-hmm. And so starting in Illinois, the society there started putting up historical markers saying, hey, this is what this individual had done.
Oh, great idea.
So that there can be a connection to this person and to the events that they're involved in. And so we've been also doing that now in Michigan, and I've also been encouraging them to do it in Wisconsin. And so we've got over about 40 plaques in those 3 states.
You brought some photos of the plaques, and then you do a ceremony where the plaque is dedicated?
We do. It all depends upon the local chapter. Unfortunately, Jackson doesn't have a local chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution, so I've been working with the Knights of Columbus, who also do patriotic events and support of veterans. And I've worked with the local veteran organizations, Dave Wellahan, who I think you had recently. He has helped me out in just organizing this. So on November 11th, we will be honoring basically one of our own, a veteran. And here, this took place in Grand Rapids. This was, that right there is the President General for our National Society at the time, Ray Davies, and a couple of the members who do the color guard.
Nice.
And then this one we just did 2 weeks ago. That was for Nathan Burpee over in Grand Blanc. And these are all the descendants that were able to come to that ceremony.
Wow, what a great experience, especially for the little ones there.
Sure, and
that's history.
That's a big effort we're trying to get into, because we know that school curriculums are crunched with things that they're trying to teach the children. As you talk with Ken about. And what we're trying to do is encourage that interest, that passion to look into where they came from. And this was the first one we did during COVID, and we were fortunate to have Congresswoman Slotkin there with us, and we dedicated, this was for Ephraim Wheaton. And you know, there's a need to remind people how young these individuals were when they supported. Ephraim Wheaton was a fife and drummer, and he volunteered in his teens.
Teenagers.
Yeah,
Wow.
Joseph Darling, who will be dedicating this weekend, he served at the age of 15 as a substitute for his father.
Oh my gosh.
So his father could continue working the farm, and still their family would fulfill their obligations. And he subsequently again continued to volunteer, you know, as he grew older and the revolution progressed.
So this Saturday he'll be honored with a plaque at Woodlawn Cemetery, which is on Francis. And that will be at 1 p.m. and you're welcoming people to come.
Most definitely. If people will be out going to the ceremony downtown here at 11, so we specifically scheduled to do it at 1 o'clock so that they can attend both events. And yeah, we'd really enjoy them to be there.
Should be nice weather, nice fall weather, sunshine, and hopefully a nice turnout to honor Joseph Darling. Now, he did not die in war.
No, he did not. He survived. You know, he was very young, and he migrated into New York, and eventually came down the Erie Canal, came down Lake Erie to Detroit, and on an oxen cart came from Detroit to Jackson. And while here, his wife was noted as being the first female doctor
Wow.
in Jackson. And they were originally buried in the East Cemetery, which was, right now, it's the New Tribes Bible Institute, and that was a school. And so they dug up all of the, you know, graves that were there, and they moved them out to Woodland.
I did not know that.
And
Amazing.
that's when he was originally marked by the Sarah Pruden DAR chapter in 1918.
Well, we appreciate all the work you've done in your organization to honor our history and our Patriots, and there's a lot more yet to honor. How many
Yeah.
in Michigan?
Michigan has over 300 Patriots.
Wow.
Jackson County has about 20. The city of Jackson has, we believe, 4. And that's a big effort of this, is to get the word out to the people so that we can locate them. And you know, ideally we would like to get a GPS for them, because many of these were buried on farms. And so people, family history, they know of these Patriots, but people don't. And they're getting lost. And the big concern is with development. Many of these old cemeteries, the townships, the cities, the villages are just selling the land, and they put a notice, hey, family members, come get them.
Oh, wow.
And they, you know, they're lost. And so eventually the idea is to get, you know, public awareness so that we can talk to our legislators and council members and what have you. Hey, we need to preserve these. I know of a Patriot that's under a parking lot at a grocery store in Monroe.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for what you are doing, and thanks for being here today.
It's always a pleasure, Bart.
Good to see you. David Van
Thanks,
Hoof, National Society Sons of the American Revolution, Vice President General of the Great Lakes District. Well, we have